Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, saya Hadijah MPD, dosen tetap Prodi Ilmu Hukum Universitas Muhammadiyah Bima. Pada kesempatan kali ini, saya ingin menyampaikan terkait mata kuliah yang saya ampuh, yaitu yang sesuai dengan bidang keahlian saya, yaitu mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris Hukum. Mata kuliah ini ditujukan untuk mahasiswa ilmu hukum semester 1 dengan kode mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris Hukum garing 48 yang berbobot 2 SKS. Dilaksanakan dalam 16 kali pertemuan tatap muka dengan rincian 14 kali pertemuan materi dan 2 kali pertemuan masing-masing ujian tengah semester dan ujian akhir semester. Mata kuliah ini dirancang untuk membekali mahasiswa dengan kemampuan berbahasa Inggris dalam konteks hukum sehingga mampu memahami, menggunakan, dan berkomunikasi dengan berbagai istilah dalam konsep hukum secara tepat. Pembelajaran ini tidak hanya berfokus pada penguasaan kosakata hukum, tetapi juga menambahkan kemampuan membaca dokumen hukum dengan menggunakan bahasa Inggris, serta menerjemahkan dokumen hukum sederhana ke dalam bahasa Inggris. Materi yang akan dipelajari pada mata kuliah ini meliputi Introduction to Legal English, Legal Vocabulary, Legal Profession, Court System, Criminal Law, Civil Law, Legal Document, Model Verbs in Legal English, Contract Law, Human Rights, Passive Voice in a Legal Document, Reading Court Decisions, Legal Translation, hingga Legal Presentation and Case Analysis. Seluruh materi disusun secara sistematis agar mahasiswa memperoleh pemahaman yang komprehensif mengenai penggunaan bahasa Inggris pada bidang hukum. Pada akhir mata kuliah, mahasiswa akan dibekali dengan kemampuan menyusun berbagai dokumen hukum dalam bahasa Inggris sesuai dengan kaidah Legal English. Adapun capaian pembelajaran lulusan atau CPL Prodi pada mata kuliah ini antara lain CPL 4, CPL 5, CPL 6 yang telah ditandatangani oleh Ketua Program Studi Ilmu Hukum. Adapun capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah yang diharapkan setelah mengikuti perkuliahan ini antara lain CPMK 1 memahami kosakata dan istilah hukum dalam bahasa Inggris, CPMK 2 membaca dan memahami dokumen hukum sederhana berbahasa Inggris, CPMK 3 berkomunikasi lisan mengenai isu-isu hukum dalam bahasa Inggris, CPMK 4 menulis dokumen hukum sederhana menggunakan bahasa Inggris formal. Dalam proses pembelajaran, saya menerapkan 3 komponen utama, yaitu delivery, interaction, dan assessment atau DIA. Pada tahap delivery, saya menyampaikan rencana pembelajaran semester atau RPS, bahan ajar, modul, dan media pembelajaran yang dapat diakses melalui Learning Management System Universitas Muhammadiyah Bima. Penyampaian materi dilakukan melalui presentasi interaktif yang dipadukan dengan video pembelajaran, latihan membaca dokumen hukum, serta pemanfaatan media digital seperti Google Classroom dalam menyampaikan materi. Model pembelajaran yang saya gunakan adalah project based learning dan case based learning yang dipadukan dengan pendekatan student center learning, sehingga mahasiswa didorong untuk aktif menganalisis berbagai persoalan hukum menggunakan bahasa Inggris sebagai komunikasi akademiknya. Referensi yang saya gunakan berasal dari buku-buku Legal English serta artikel ilmiah bereputasi yang relevan dengan perkembangan bahasa Inggris hukum dan kebutuhan dunia profesional. Saya juga menambahkan media pembelajaran pada pengajaran berdasarkan hasil penelitian saya antara lain penggunaan media Kahoot, Google Classroom, dan Videolog ke dalam pembelajaran sehingga materi yang diajarkan selalu mengikuti perkembangan ilmu pengetahuan. Baik, berikut video proses pembelajaran pada mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris Hukum dengan materi Model Verbs in Legal English di pertemuan ke-9. Pada pertemuan ini, mahasiswa akan mempelajari penggunaan model verbs dalam konteks hukum sebagai dasar untuk memahami kewajiban atau obligation, larangan atau prohibitions, maupun izin, permissions yang terdapat dalam berbagai dokumen hukum. Mari kita simak bersama videonya. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I would like to explain about our material that's talking about modal verbs. But before that, I would like to know who come attend in this class. So you have to do the oh. Okay. Okay, you might present yourself by using this code. Okay, have you? Okay, if you have finished, have you? Sudah? Okay, so today we will talk about modal verbs like I explained before, but I would like to ask you, saya mau tanya, do you still remember what we have learned in the last week? Masih ingat what we have learned last week? Anyone can answer? Yeah. Okay.
Part of speech.
Part of speech. Okay. Last week, we learned about part of speech. What the meaning of part of speech? Can you explain?
Part of speech adalah pengelompokan kata berdasarkan fungsinya.
Oke, pengelompokan kata berdasarkan fungsinya. Do you know what kinds of part of speech? Ada yang tahu? What kind of part of speech?
Noun.
Noun? What the meaning of noun?
Kata benda.
Kata benda. Can you give the example? Contoh?
Pengacara.
Pengacara or lawyer.
Hakim.
Okay, judges. Okay, thank you. So that's we learned in the last week. So now we learned about modal verbs. What is some modal verbs? Okay. So this is the modal verbs. Tujuan dari pembelajaran kita, why we have to learn about modal verbs. The first one is student will be able to understand the meaning and the functions of modal verbs. Suppose that you are students or law students. If you don't understand about modal verbs, means that you cannot make contract. Kalau di hukum kan, you have make a contract, you have make like a document, legal document. So you have to understand about modal verbs. Okay, and the second one is student will be able to identify and make a difference between modal verbs like obligations. Kalau di modal verbs itu ada obligation, kewajiban, kata yang menunjukkan kewajiban. And the second one is permissions, izin, and then possibility or ability, kemampuan. So that's we call modal verbs. And then the third, the objective of our learning is student will be able to correctly apply appropriate modal verbs when drafting and interpreting a contract in a legal document. So that's our purpose in our learning. So now let's move. So please give attention for this one. What are modal verbs? Apa itu modal verbs? In English, modal verb is auxiliary verb, kata kerja bantu. So, if you ever hear about can, do you ever hear kata can? Ada yang pernah dengar ini nggak? Can. Is it familiar?
Yes.
Familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know the meaning of can? Bisa? Okay, bisa. So what about this one? Must. Harus. Okay. So this is we called modal verbs. This is one of the modal verbs. Okay? So why we have to learn about modal verbs? Because we are a students of law students, so I think we didn't need to learn about modal verbs. No, that's the biggest no. I mean, like if you learn about law, means that you have to know about modal verbs. Okay, so modal verbs is like a kata kerja bantu, like I said before. That's auxiliary verbs that possibility for permissions, possibility and ability. So the function of modal verbs especially in the law department, that's modify the main verb to indicate the speaker attitude or degree of certain. They do not change the form actually, but they have to follow the forms like in the slide. uh, if you want to make a modal verbs, you have to understand about the rule first. Ada aturannya if you want to make a modal verbs. Uh, if you still remember, dalam bahasa Inggris, just as simple kalau mau buat modal verbs. Pertama, you need a subject, and then put a modal verbs, and after that, verb 1. Okay, the questions, pertanyaan ya. Do you know what is verb? Ada yang tahu kata kerja? Anyone knows about verb? Okay, must is a modal verb. I mean like a verb 1, kata kerja. Kata kerja. So now what am I doing right now? Apa yang sedang saya lakukan now? Teaching. So means that teach is a verb. Teach. Apalagi? What else? Kata kerja. Anyone knows about okay, teach. Study. That's good. That's one of the. Anyone else? Kata kerja. Verbs. Run. Kata kerja. Kita melakukan. We doing right? Okay. Run. So this is a verb. Now, how to make a sentence? Bagaimana cara membuat kalimat? How to make sentence? So you just need to put subject like I, for example, modal verbs. You might use this one. For example, kita pakai modal verbsnya must. And then we put verb. Study. Okay. Study. So this is the sentence using modal verbs. Okay? Do you get a point? Okay, so that's easy one to understand about modal verbs. Okay? So, let's move to the next slide. Okay, if you understand about obligations, obligation in Indonesia we call that kewajiban. Okay, must and will is one of the modal verbs that divide obligation or provide the obligations. Why must we call is obligation? Kenapa kata must itu dikatakan sebagai kewajiban? Because must is keharusan. You have to do it. That's the meaning of obligation. Okay? So, next. Okay, so this is the possibility and permissions. In possibility or permissions, okay, we got a trouble in our, may, can, for example, may, can, could. This is the modal verbs that we call permission and possibility. Izin atau kebiasaan atau kemampuan. Itu kata kerja may, can, could. Okay, so anyone can make a sentence using modal verb? Ada yang bisa buat kalimat menggunakan may, can, could? Just a simple sentence. Anyone can make like a simple sentence using modal verb? For example, like menggunakan kata kerja run, and then you put could here. For example ya, saya coba di sini. I could run. So, this is a modal verb? This is a modal verb or not? Yes, modal verb. Which the modal verb? Yang mana modal verbnya? Could. Okay, so this is a modal verbs. So what about this one? Verb. That's a good answer. Verb 1. For the informations, if you want to make a modal verb sentence, that sentence must be followed by verb 1. Okay? If you want to make a modal verb, the sentence must be followed by verb 1. That's the point. Okay. There's still okay. I have a quiz that I will ask you one by one the answer of number 1, 2, 3. There are 5 quizzes. So the first questions are defendant blah 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 appear before the court on the state date. So kira-kira jawabannya apa for number 1? Must. The defendant must appear before the court of the state. The answer is true or not? Benar apa salah? Must. The answer is true, correct. Jawabannya adalah must for number 1. Okay, number 2. Anyone can answer for number 2? Ada yang bisa menjawab for number 2? The contract, blah blah blah, be terminate with 30 days written notice. Anyone? Okay, all. Shall. Okay, shall. Anyone can answer else? Ada lagi? Shall? Hanya shall? Yeah. So the answer is shall. Shall and must is almost same. That's kata harus. But must is like obligation that you have to do. But shall is like a formal what to say? Formal expression kalau shall. Dan jarang banget orang pakai shall. Kebanyakan orang itu pakai must in making a contract. Okay, number 3. Anyone can answer number 3? Ada yang bisa menjawab number 3 based on our anyone can answer? No one? No? Okay. Okay, so either party blah 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 request extensions in necessary. Kira-kira apa jawabannya? Who is it? Might. Yeah, that's the correct answer. Might. Artinya boleh atau memungkinkan. Okay, so that's a modal verbs. But before that, any questions? Ada pertanyaan? Before I'm moving to the material, any questions? Ada pertanyaan? Okay, good. That's why do lawyers need to understand about modal verbs? Okay, that's a good question, I think. Why do lawyers must be understand about modal verbs? If you are become a lawyer, means that you will make a contract or you will make like a legal documents or something like that. So these words, modal verbs is needed. So why we have to learn about modal verbs? Because if you don't understand about the obligations, if you don't understand about possibility words, if you don't understand about permissions words, you can't make a contract or legal document in English language. So that's why the important one is we have to understand about modal verbs. Okay? That's the reasons. That's a good questions. Okay, any questions else?
I want to ask a question. So, which modal verbs do Miss Khadijah think is the most important and in legal writing and
Okay. Okay, which the modal verbs are important in a legal document? That's a good question and complete questions, I think. Okay, if you think about modal verbs, you have to use must. Must is like a have relate to the legal document because must is talking about obligations. So in a lawyers or in a judge, like you are a lawyer or judge, I think must is always used in the legal document or in a contract document because must is like a kewajiban obligations. Then I think you always use that one. Selalu digunakan kalau kata must. If you ask me which the important modal verbs in a legal document, I think must is one of the important uh, important modal verbs that used in a legal document. Okay, I have a videos. Saya punya uh, satu videos. I have a videos that are using modal verbs. Okay, wait a moment. Okay, please look at the slide. This is one of the videos that using a modal verbs, but that's not related to the law document. This is a relate for the Disney movie, and I think that's familiar with you. I think this movie is familiar and you ever watch, especially for the girls, terutama untuk yang perempuan. So this is the one of the modal verb that using in movie. If you ever see this movie, they always use a modal verb in a speaking. In daily conversation, in daily speaking, they always use a modal verb. That's why I say that modal verb is important. So anyone can identify which modal verbs in this slide? Can. Can is a modal verb. Yeah? Okay. Can I say something crazy? Why you marry me? So next. Okay, I think that's similar. Okay, this one. Which the modal verbs? May. May I talk to you, please? Alone. So that's the example of modal verbs using in our daily conversations. In a legal document, I think that's familiar and almost we use every day. Okay? So next. You must learn to control it. Which the modal verb in this one? Must. The meaning of must in Indonesia apa? Harus. Okay, you must learn to control it. That's a good answer. You must learn to control it. Okay, next. Okay. You can't control my life. What the meaning? You can't control my life. Kamu? Okay. Kalau if you ever see like can't, means that cannot or negative expressions. Tidak bisa ya. That's from kata can, and then we put not is negative expressions in English. So you can't control my life. That's good. Next. This one. I wouldn't do that if we were you.
Aku tidak akan melakukannya jika aku adalah ibu.
Okay, that's a good answer. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Saya tidak akan melakukannya jika saya menjadi kamu. So this is the example of using modal verbs in our daily conversations. So if you ask me why we have to learn about modal verbs, that's the answer. Because we always use every day. Okay, so for our meeting today, I think that's all. But before that, I would like to give you assignment. The assignment are delivered in a Google Classroom. Tugasnya saya kirim di Google Classroom. So, bahasa Inggris hukum. Okay, sorry. Okay, for the assignment, you might check your Google Classroom and then you might do it only 2 days. I think Wednesday you have to collect or you have to submit in the Google Classroom for your assignment, and then I will waiting for your assignment in the Wednesday. Okay? Okay, so thank you so much for coming today, and thank you so much for participating in my classroom, and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Demikian video rekaman saya pada proses pembelajaran untuk mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris Hukum pada program studi Ilmu Hukum Universitas Muhammadiyah Bima. Video ini digunakan sebagai salah satu syarat penyusunan dokumen pernyataan diri dosen dalam unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau PDD UK TPT. Semoga dengan adanya video ini bisa menjadi bahan pertimbangan yang baik dalam proses penilaian sertifikasi dosen gelombang 1 tahun 2026. Akhir kata saya ucapkan terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.